Sewing fish sewing tutorial. DIY handmade kits for bag DB124. Before we start to make our bag, we need to know which side of the ladder is for outside of the bag and inside of the bag. For example, the ladder on the left side is for outside of the bag and the ladder on the right side is for the inside of the bag. The holes on the left side of the ladder are bigger and clearer than on the right side of the ladder. Please get the ladder of number 3 and learn the basic sewing method of sewing. So we will start with the holes on ladder number 3. The length of thread used to sew these holes on ladder number 3 will be 8 times of length on the bottom of ladder number 3. For example, it is 1 time of length on the bottom of ladder number 3. So we need 8 times of length on the bottom of ladder number 3. Use the scissors to cut the thread. We can use sideway cut. The sewing method we use is double needle sew method. Thus, we need to make 2 sides of thread and needles together. Make a hole in the middle of the thread with the needle. Then pull the thread through the pinhole and pull the long thread. Sew the first hole on bigger piece ladder number 3, and only for the first hole. Also, fold the wax thread in half. Use the needle at the bottom side of the ladder and make it through the second hole of 2-piece ladder number 3. Use the needle on top of the ladder and make it through the second hole of piece ladder number 3. Use the thread and make it tight after finish sew the holes. Now you can use the seam sew method on the last step to sew all the holes on the ladder. After finish all the holes, you may need to use the needle through the last 2 holes and cut the thread. To keep little thread when cutting it, and make sure both needles should keep on the ladder of the inside backside. Make it tight and beautiful. We need to use a lighter to find the thread, but don't bend the ladder directly. Get the ladder number 1, D-ring, and ladder number 2. Sew the part of ladder number 1 on ladder number 2. To sew the ladder number 1 and D-ring, we will use 1.5 times of thread length on ladder number 2. Use ladder number 2 and make it through D-ring and fold it in half. Also, make it coincident with the holes on ladder number 2. Thus, we can use the thin sew method to sew the holes on both ladders. It's how it should look like after we finished sewing. Get the ladder number 4 and ladder number 3 and sew them together with the 2 row holes on both pieces of ladder. Make sure ladder number 3 should be on ladder number 4. The length of thread used to sew these holes on ladder number 3 will be 5 times of length in the middle of ladder number 3. Also, we need to sew 2 row holes on ladder number 3 separately and use the same sew method we had used. It's how it should look like after we finish. Get the ladder number 2 and sew with the ladder number 4 for the holes on ladder number 4. To sew ladder number 2 and ladder number 4, we will use 5 times of thread length on ladder number 2. Use the needle through the first hole on both pieces of ladder. And use the same thread to twist 2 pieces of ladder together on top of both ladders. Then take the needle through the same hole, first hole. It's how it should look like. Use the same sewing method to sew all the holes on both ladder number 2 and ladder number 4. We need to use the same step before finishing the last hole of ladder number 4 and number 2. Add the ladder number 5 and put on the ladder number 2. To sew ladder number 2 and ladder number 5, we will use 5 times of thread length on ladder number 2 and use the same sewing method of sewing ladder number 2 and number 5 to sew it. Get the ladder number 6 and number 7 and chain to sew it together. Get the ladder number 6 and make it through the D-ring on the chain. Also, fold the ladder in half and sew the holes on the ladder. To sew 1 row holes on the ladder number 6, we'll be using 5 times of thread lengths on the ladder number 6. Use the thread to sew the first hole on ladder number 6. Add the ladder number 7 after we use the needle through the first hole on ladder number 6. And the first hole on ladder number 7 should be matched with the second hole on ladder number 6. Now we need to sew all the holes on ladder number 7 and number 6. We could do the same step as for the other side. To make the chain on the back. Thank you. Let us know if you need help.